Hello everyone. For one of my last streams, I'm gonna be recording again with Blue-Green Enchantress. It's been a while because I've played mainly Opal Wave Enchantress for the last, I don't know, 1.5 or 2 months. But I think it's definitely worth giving it a last spin or two, depending on how much time I have today. So I'm playing the same list as I was previously, I think, more or less. But I decided to swap like one of the candelabras for a search for a Scanta. It's gonna be my last testing on Magic Online, and because I don't have this card in paper, I thought like, yeah, why not test it in like let's test the digital one for free before I decide whether it's worth it to buy or not. Like, I'm not convinced that this is the deck for search for a Scanta, because it does add some filtering and some. Yes, it adds some late game consistency maybe, but I don't think the deck wants to spend a lot of mana activating that. And it's not great, but if you don't get probe therapied, then we might be doing fine. I think I start on Utopia Sprawl here. It means we get one less draw of the Argothians. But I wouldn't be able to play my Argothians through a daze. Oh, okay. They did have the daze, so otherwise, yeah, these Argothians wouldn't do anything. I mean, they would just get countered. So even though resolving Utopia Sprawl would make my Serra Sanctum better, I think I'd rather resolve my Argothians next turn. I'm gonna be fetching basics here for until I got stuff that actually requires multiple colors. Like these Words of Wind. Like, as long as we're not casting this, I'm not fetching a Tropical probably, because Wasteland would make his Dazes and Spell Pierces a lot better if he plays them. Wouldn't this down to 3 cards, like after he drew of the Ponder. So I have a good feeling for this Argothian. He did not shuffle, however. Young Pyromancer, maybe? Yeah, this looks like Young Pyromancer indeed. So, because of Abundant Growth... No, I think I'm still fetching a Tropical here. Because they could still daze the Abundant Growth to get some Young Pyromancer value. Ooh, they have exactly Force plus blue card. Sure. And I'm going to be naming blue here. Oh no, actually I don't need to name. So with Words of Wind and Abundant Growth we already have a way to bounce a lot of permanents every turn, but Young Pyromancer just makes too many tokens, and I think bouncing is not the way to go here. Oh, I forgot. I thought it's like, I'm so used to playing Wild Growth, and then I would have 5 mana here. But I don't, because So that means I need to play out. Yeah, then I wouldn't have played Enchantress Presence into. I mean, then I wouldn't have played Serra Sanctum into a Wasteland. So use a Whisperal on that land. Probably naming green, like the deck really likes having a bunch of green. We're gonna take 6 here, so a bolt would be lethal. And otherwise we're still dead next turn. Unless we draw like Doomwake Giant or so. This starts to get tricky. Words of Wind with the Wild Growth will be really good, but I might be short on mana to go for this here. I think I am. I'll play out the Caracas. The land I want to use least. Let's see if this gets us anywhere. Like we could try to move this Utopia Sprawl to the next land with the Words of Wind, for example. I'm not sure if that achieves anything, but it seems cute. Although we actually also need to draw. So I think it doesn't actually achieve anything here to start bouncing. Just need to hope to draw Doomwake Giant. Did not draw Doomwake Giant. Bouncing anything here doesn't give me any more mana either, so I think we just lose here. I'm really rusty on this deck, like I haven't played it in so long that I kind of seem that I'm not seeing the exact lines as well as I could have. Grixis Delver. I think this deck doesn't sideboard against Grixis Delver. Opponent obviously very confused about what to do here, but I can't say he's wrong. Dooming Giant is already good, but the hand itself doesn't do anything else, right? Like, it's only gonna Zenith, it's not even guaranteed to Zenith. I think I'm mulligan here. And... this is tricky. I think I'm not gonna fetch. It will slow me down one turn, but I prefer knowing for sure that I'm gonna have a good top deck over having to hope. Like, I could fetch here, play Utopia as well. Next turn I have 3 mana, but I don't have any 3 mana spells I wanna cast. I have been winning mostly against Grixis Alpha with this build, but it doesn't feel like this is gonna be our game here. And on another note, it always surprises me how many people have users names that don't use capitals. Like, I know it doesn't really matter, but it still feels unusual. Please no therapy. Please no therapy. Okay, I can live with that. This deck, oh, it doesn't actually have a basic planes, which is good to know. Utopia Sprawl, I feel like naming blue is a good choice here. I might want to cycle this end of turn if they don't play a Wasteland. The reason I didn't fetch another land here is because I want to keep my options open about what to fetch. See, we play one Savannah. Okay. I'm gonna fetch a response here. Like, in case they would ever be on the Stifle build. Oh, they do have a Stifle. Okay, that's... Yeah, like this, if they were on Stifle, this Ponder could... They could dig for a Stifle with the Ponder, and then it's better to fetch in response to the cantrip. But they already had it. So I'm getting punished for not double fetching in my own turn. Gonna therapy me. No, so he plays both Stifle and Therapy. That's very mean. So I'm getting outskilled here. Elephant Grass, sure. If I draw a land, I'm just playing out this Enchantress presence because if I don't, like, sure they could have a Daze, but if I let them untap without playing this, they might play Young Pyromancer, play a Ponder and get a token to sacrifice to the therapy. I feel like our opponent is actually thinking about flashing back the therapy here. I guess it's an okay move. Like, if he doesn't have a daze, he could consider doing this. Because I can't do anything with the cast time because I don't have white mana. And he has 4 cards in hand, and I'll have a useless card and he'll have 4 probably better cards. Okay, did not happen. Sure. If they flashback therapy here, maybe I just run out the Elfin Grass to prevent some damage for a few turns. Elfin Grass will prevent 10 damage because I can pay for it 2 turns with these lands. Meaning I will prevent him from attacking 2 times. Ooh, we found a land. Probably want to cycle at some point. But because they have wasteland, I probably don't want to fit the savannah too quickly. Opponent is forcing, alright. Okay, I'm already sad I didn't put this on white because I would have been able to cycle. No, I think I just keep passing here. If this flips, I'm actually literally dead, right? Like, I can't draw anything that gets me out of this. Now I take 6 here and I could still draw another Elfin Cross. But if it flipped, I would be taking 8, it would go down to 4. No, actually you would have been able to take me down to 1 by paying for the Elfin Cross. Sure. They're tapped out of wasteland here, so I'm just gonna cycle this end of turn. It's probably like my only hope. This is just a blocker that draws me 1 card here. It doesn't. Just really do anything but saving. So actually, Delver flips here. I'm dead again. I can block the Gurmak Angler, but I'll die to the Delver of Secrets and Young Pyromancer. But then again, there is nothing I can top deck that saves me here, as far as I know. Go down to 2, so again playing my last Elephant Grass doesn't do anything. Actually, it does, because I can see it for another Argothian. Okay, now it doesn't. No. Lost the game. Again, it's unfortunate because this is probably our best matchup. At least it used to be when I played the deck a while ago. But even, oh yeah, Death and Taxi is also a good matchup. Storm was bad, Checkpile was okay, and everything else was like mixed probably. Yeah, Reanimator was kind of bad. Miracles was okay, Dredge was good. I forgot what the black one does. I think it's Words of something, but maybe you can only sacrifice it. Words of Waste. I think it's only a sorcery effect, right? No. Each opponent. Huh. Seems like it could actually be a decent sideboard card for this deck. Like, you already have black mana, and against combo decks, you could use like Sylvan. This with Sylvan Library would be really sweet. So maybe for the second league, I'm gonna get the second Sylvan Library and some Word of Wastes, and I'll see if I find a way to fit it in the deck. This is worth like nothing, so I probably just rent the playset to be sure. Although this only does something when you already have Sylvan Library in play, so maybe it's not good enough. Birds of Waste. I'm gonna work on that in between rounds probably. And if I don't find any good sideboard cards to cut, I'm probably gonna run the same deck that I'm today for the second league. This Danker guy plays Can't remember the name. Miracles, yeah. Hand does nothing. Hand still doing nothing. But opponent is on the play. Oh, Scry forced to the bottom. And suddenly the hand does turn 1 wild growth, turn 2 Agothian. Yeah, the deck doesn't need a whole lot to function. Apparently Mulligan to 5 is good enough. Of course, this is kind of weak to a counterspell. These are only gas cards, like our only engine card. And these two don't. Like, this takes care of counterbalance, I guess, but I don't want to be countering, like, I don't want to be exiling his stuff. I want to be doing my own, executing my own game plan. Force of will. Oh, I'll fetch. Flusterstorm main deck. In Miracles, sure. I'm feeling we're getting a mentor here. Yep. Unfortunately for my opponent, I'm really good at top decking. So I'm gonna get a drop. And even if he forces this, I can abundant growth on my... Oops. Yep, sorry opponent for taking a short break. Okay, so we're gonna auto yield to that. I'm gonna abundant growth my Serra Sanctum, and at least I can, if he doesn't have another force, which would be totally insane, then I can still Banishing Light his mentor. Oh yeah, it doesn't make additional mana here. Never mind. Yeah, if this was a wild growth, I would have been able to Banishing Light his mentor. Now I might just die to him producing a few more tokens. Snapcaster Ponder. Okay, he's not making too many tokens yet. I have a small chance. See, miracles. Yeah, we should be mostly favored here, like 67% favored. But of course that means we still have a 33% chance of losing. Important target me. Oops, that's probably not good for us. So we're still dead in 2 turns. Like if you place one non-creature spell here, we are gonna be taking not 5 but 8 damage. I'm gonna fetch here because if we only had one good card on top, then it's gonna take one more turn to draw it. Now we're still dead to either a Snapcaster Mage or another non-creature. So we could draw Doomwake Giant. And maybe he just has a Hardcast Force of Will. Nope, dead. Not going too well. Definitely one Chase Mine Sculptor. I think they're currently on... I think they're back on... what's it called? Counterbalance. So Rex Sage would be good. Cut one Elfin Grass, cut one Candelabra. And cut one land, probably a Caracas. They do have clicks, but I guess we don't worry about the click. Would like to play first, yes. That's actually good. Turn 2 simple library. And then we only need to draw one land for turn 3 Argothian, which is still okay. And if they have a slow opener, we can just Abundant Growth, Words of Wind them out of the game. Fetching a tropical here, because getting two blue is kind of important when you put in chases. Like, this already makes every color, and the only one we want to have double is the blue one for Jace. Feel like my opponent is just having counterspell up. Or maybe they have disenchants. No, disenchant, sure. If I don't draw another land, I probably cycle my cast out. It's not going to do anything if we never get to 4 mana anyway. I think this on the same one actually doesn't really matter, right? I thought I could put it on here against back to basics, but this having two on it doesn't really do anything either. So, and putting it on the tropical island would be better against Blood Moon, because it would still make every color if they Blood Moon be. Okay, so starting with the Wild Growth. To hedge against back to basics, I think I'm actually gonna put this one on blue as well, just so we can shut off all the blue mana. Now Sarah's Sanctum would actually be pretty sweet. Because then we can Zenith and cast a bunch of spells to draw cards. And then we just don't need to get we need to make sure our Argothian doesn't get Surgical in response to the Zenith. Because that would suck. And he lets me keep them, so that makes me think he's not afraid of the Zenith here. So either he just has a counterspell for it. Oh, definitely starting with my Argothian here. Because this beats a Surgical Extraction. Okay. Doesn't beat a counterspell, sure. I think I'm randomly playing the Elephant Grass here. It means if he wants to attack, he can't Snapcast or counterspell next turn. Or he can't hardcast Force of Will. So I'm gonna get this hardcast forced, or I'm gonna get this surgical. We'll see which one our opponent prefers. Snapcaster, Counterspell, sure. At least this Doomwake Giant is gonna be good if we ever get to 5 mana. And now actually the Words of Wind Abundant Growth plan is kind of bad. Because them bouncing Snapcaster and click kind of screws with us. No, don't pay, hope to draw a land from our Doomwake. I guess I'll try this. At least it shortens the clock by a lot. Like this needs to attack 6 times instead of like the both of them having to attack 3 times. Seriously, okay, that's good. We're not winning this. Okay, that's a redraw. We could still hit a Serra Sanctum into Doomwake Giant here. And I think otherwise I probably drop either the Words of Wind or the Elephant Grass. Ooh, we found Serra Sanctum. So actually if I draw Candelabra, I probably kill him. I probably Emrakul him. So you have 6, 7, 8, 9 mana. Which means I think I'll lead on Words of Wind. I feel like this is gonna getting hardcast Force of Will. So then I play out Elephant Grass because I can just yeah, I don't lose any mana if I have Serra Sanctum in play by paying the 1 mana cost. This is tricky, like if I pay for Elephant Grass, actually I'm gonna lose. Like if he attacks for 5 here, if he attacks for 5, paying for the Elephant Grass makes me lose unless I draw another Serra Sanctum to hardcast Emrakul. See, we have 1, 2, 3, unexpectedly absent on Elephant Grass. If I'm gonna top deck an Elephant Grass, that's kind of unfortunate. Because now I can bounce. I think I can bounce 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I can bounce 5 of his permanent, so maybe Elephant Grass would be good enough. Oh, he's gonna put it on the bottom. Yeah, because Elephant Grass would actually could be okay here. Like I activate Words of Wind a bunch of times in my upkeep with the Serra Sanctum. And then for every green mana I have, so I have, this is green, right? Oh, it's on blue. And then I could only bounce 3 permanents. So I could bounce 4 permanents. Yeah, he played land, but if he wouldn't have played land, he wouldn't have been able to pay for the Elfin Grass. Well, I guess Chase is better than nothing. Let's see, this is... I'm gonna use as much white as possible. And then I'm getting counterspelled again and lose the game. I guess if they just have counterspell, Snapcaster counterspell, another counterspell, and 2 forcefuls, yeah, that's 5 counterspells, and the disenchant is just impossible to win through. Let's see. Well, let's see what Jay's Brainstorm would have found. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, and he would have been able to Zenith and draw another card. Probably wouldn't have done it, but would be interesting to find out. So how would I want the Words of Wastes, if I ever go for it? Probably change this for the Sylvan. The problem is this is actually quite bad without Sylvan Library, right? So maybe this is better in a Parallax Wave deck. Although Parallax Nexus is quite kind of good there. Do I want this kind of effect? The problem is this doesn't go infinite with Abundant Growth, because Words of Wind goes infinite with Abundant Growth because you can bounce it to itself, so you can just, for every 2 mana, you can replay Abundant Growth and activate Words of Wind, bounce it again. But this doesn't combo with Abundant Growth, because you don't draw, so you don't get extra cards in hand, but you also don't return the growth to your hand. So I'm actually, sadly enough, I think this is not gonna be, it's not gonna make the cut. Gargano, yes, I would like to play first. And sure, on the play, turn to Argothian is nothing to laugh at. It's okay. I'm gonna lead on Windswept Heath to hedge against a Blood Moon deck. So I would have two firsts available. But to be fair, I haven't seen Moonstompy in forever. Seems like people stopped playing it for some reason. Mox Diamond, sure. Probably lands or aggro loam. Probably lands. Which means Elephant Grass is gonna be a really big game here. You just need to make sure they don't have life mana bond is strong too. Just need to make sure they don't have Ghost Quarter. Ghost Quarter and Exploration and Loam. Oh, it does not use it. Sure. Yeah, probably you still want to fetch a basic here. Now let's draw an abundant growth to turn on these two spells. Life from the loam, sure. Yeah, crop rotation for Dark Depths, and then put into play the Thespian stage. But I want to keep this as long in my hand as long as possible, until they can actually make a token, so I have to pay for less cumulative upkeeps. But on the other hand, I also need to be drawing cards as quickly as possible. Interesting to see he didn't just go for the kill. Abundant growth, yes. I'm probably gonna run this into a wasteland. If he would have had a wasteland, he would already have played it. Like, it's almost guaranteed he has a non-land card in hand. Because he returned Thespian stage to his hand, so if he would have a second land in hand, he would just use the mana bond and put both of them into play. Greatest. Oh, he found the Dark Depths. That's annoying. So that means, yeah, we need to go for the Elfin Grass here. Probably Search for Skanda is good because it turns into... Like, it will filter our draws until we find the combo. And it will turn into a land as well. So the ramp is probably not important. Yeah, he had another crop rotation, sure. One, so they don't have the mana to activate this, right? They have only one. So yeah, I actually can keep my Elfin Grass for a turn in my hand for a turn longer. I get to spend more mana this turn by playing out the Wild Growth first. Because if I play Enchantress Presence, I can only use the Serra Sanctum here. Now I get to play both of these, and then my Serra Sanctum will make more mana. I shall play Candelabra and tap all of these enchanted lands. Normally Candelabra means you want to put as many onto one land to make it easier, but against lands with Wastelands and Ghost Quarter and Rishana Port potentially. Means that you'll often want to spread out your things as much as possible. I'm gonna be greedy here, like he doesn't have Wasteland, he would need to dredge into exactly Wasteland to punish us for putting the Wild Growth here. Yeah, the Whisper on that one. hoping to draw into more... I was hoping to draw into more candelabras. Unfortunately not. And because I have double elephant grass, I'm not gonna hold my cast out for when he makes a token. Just gonna either exile Mox Diamond or his Mana Bond. So if I take Mox Diamond, he only has exactly enough mana to Thespian Stage and he can't loam unless he has like 2 mana producing lands. But if I take the Mana Bond, he can dredge loam, but if he plays loam, he can't activate his Dark Depths either. So... oh no, actually I need to take the Mana Bond, because he can just dredge, put a bunch of lands in his hand and put them into play for free. I don't think I want him to do that. So I'm gonna get rid of a bunch of lands here. Don't need more tropicals, don't need a bayou. Glacial Chasm. Unfortunately for my opponent, that does not protect against Emrakul. I think I want to get my Escanta first before I decide whether to pay for. Yes, I want to mill my Tropical Island. Why did opponent concede? I just milled the Tropical Island. I mean, sure, I would have been able to draw like a bunch more cards, play Emrakul. Rex Sage. Do I want Humility? It might be okay to make his token really stupid. And I can still bounce it myself with my Words of Wind, or not with Rex Sage. And they might bring in stuff like Sphere of Resistance, so that would be a reason to bring in the Rex Sage. So I take out Doomwake Giants. Don't cut lands. Probably don't cut candelabras. Escanta seems slow, so although it could also find Helm of Obedience if you wanted. Probably Humility is dead. Banishing Light. Banishing Light is not great against Merit Lage, while Cast Out at least has Flash. Maybe cut the Zenith. Although that makes our Rex Sage less likely to be found. I like cutting some Zeniths in this matchup occasionally, because Argothin is a bit weaker due to Tabernacle and that kind of stuff. One more to cut. Yeah, I'm gonna cut all the Zeniths. They don't have way to interact with Argothin, like they don't have discard, they don't have counter spells. So I'm gonna assume having 8 of these effects instead of 11 could be good enough on the draw. Let's see, lands. Only played against them once. So that's not a big enough sample to base our ID on whether it's a good matchup or not. Leyline of the Void and Elephant Grass. I can't mulligan this, right? Like it stops their this stops their long grindy plan, and Elephant Grass stops their quick kill. So Wasteland, okay. Going for the Sphere of Resistance. And we drawing the useless cards. Thorn. Yeah, maybe I should have boarded in the Seed of Innocence. I kept in Banishing Light because I thought like maybe we want to kill an exploration or so. The Seed of Innocence is in the deck exactly for a reason like this. Ooh, they can copy a Ghostland, Ghost Quarter, or a Thespian, or a whatever. See, the problem is if I play Abundant Growth, they can just Ghost Quarter the land in response. Which means I don't get to draw. I'm gonna start by playing this and just cycling. Maybe I would have wanted to keep it for Sphere of Resistance or so, but I think we're still very far off of casting this. Oh yeah, this is gonna cost 3 mana, never mind. Oh, he did not copy his own Ghost Quarter or Wasteland. I think that's a mistake. Okay, he has a Dark Depths, sure. He does allow us to play an Elephant Grass though, that's probably also a mistake. That's gonna be 3 mana. And he's gonna lose these 2 lands, so it's gonna take a while before he has Cross and Grip mana. Sure, destroy my thing. Oh yeah, they just didn't make their token thing. I guess I can end of turn Cross and Grip this and then make it in their next turn, but then I can just replay another Elephant Grass. So that's not good enough either. Candelabra, I would cast this if I had 1 more mana, but yeah. One's going for the token, sure. You need to draw only 1 more land to play the Cross and Grip, so they're definitely not in a bad spot. Just gonna pay this as long as possible, and then after I sacrifice it, I can start. I play a second one and some of my other spells. Ooh, they found land, they found Cross and Grip, sure. So definitely putting in the Seeds of Innocence. Seeds of Innocence. Maybe some Rec Sage stuff. Yeah, I could search for a Scanta to start with. I'll get a Candelabra. And I'll put in one Rec Sage, one Zenith instead of the Banishing Light. They're usually gonna achieve the same thing. The Banishing Light might take a Merit Lage if... Yeah, this is okay. Banishing Light might take a Merit Lage if they make it while I have Elfin Grass on the table and then just wait. Try to wait it out. Sand is kind of weak to getting wasted a few times, but... The Elephant Grass and Rest in Peace, I think that's a hand you can't mulligan. So I'm one... No, they can actually activate this here. 2 mana, target this. They need to go for the Elfin Grass already, and if they have Crows and Grip and one land, I lose the game. I'm gonna start by putting Abundant Growth. We might randomly draw Serra Sanctum or a land that makes a bunch of mana. I mean, just a single forest. Great. This will guarantee us some more mana in the future. I could play out the second Elephant Grass to play around a single Crows and Grip on their next turn. I need something to draw cards of this Enchantress presence next turn. Sometimes you just need to risk them having the answer. And if they have Crows and Grip as well, they just have like the perfect hand. It's like turn 2 Merit Lage with removal for my protection spell. Oops, this looks Sphere of Resistance. I can live with that. It means if I still draw a land, I can... Well, yeah, now they can Crows and Grip again. So if I draw a land, I can play Enchantress Presence. Cast out. It's actually... no, not really good. We only have 4 mana. It would be really good just to take their Merit Lage. But due to the Sphere of Resistance, we're not close to achieving that. Oh wait, did they Ghost Quarter me here? The Ghost Quarter this one. Definitely gonna float some mana here. Curious why they didn't take the one with the Utopia Sprawl on it. Oops. Still can't go for the cast out. Crop rotation 4. Wasteland, okay. Clearly going after my mana. Probably a good idea. Oh, never mind. Sphere of Resistance. But they only have one card in hand. It's probably not something that's dangerous for us, right? Others should already have played it. Display stage targeting forest, sure. Okay, so we're not going to be able to pay here. I'm going to sacrifice my Elephant Grass. Then I pay 2 mana to put Wild Growth on my forest. And then I'll have 2 more mana for the Elephant Grass. And then it all starts over again. Until I no longer can pay this, and then I hope I will have 5 mana to play the cost out. Unfortunately, the Utopia's Pearl is on green. Like, he killed all my lands with abundant growth on it. Another crop rotation, it feels like. Or a Ghost Quarter, most likely. But it doesn't matter here because, at least for this turn, because we had to tap a land, we had to tap this land anyway, even though we would only have to pay 1, and we would have wasted the mana there anyway. But it will mean if we don't draw a land, we don't get to play our UG Enchantress as well. Otherwise, we would have been able to wild growth a land, which would then make 3 mana. We use 2 to pay for Elephant Cross, and we have 3. We have 3 for my Argothian. Nope, very bad top deck. You have 2 more turns to draw a white source. Because in 2 turns we have to sacrifice this. No, I mean actually 3 turns, because we can pay for it 2 more turns. Exploration, sure. So here we have to sacrifice this, and we have to draw a land that makes white. Because due to the Sphere of Resistance, we can't even Utopias for all my own land and use it to convert the green mana into a... Okay, we could Abundant Growth here, randomly luck into... Oh, I'm at 21 life. Oh, I'm just gonna survive this, right? Unless if he has Punishing Fire. So that means I probably want to Utopia Sprawl this land. Do I get to play something else here? Put it on white. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do I play out the tropical island? Probably not. Oh yeah, they use the Grove of the Burn Willows one time for colored mana. Please no Punishing Fire. Please no Molten Vortex. Windswept Heath is a dead draw. So we have 5 here. I'm still gonna play it because I don't mind if they wasteland this. And I could get like he could crop rotation for another Dark Depths in my turn, so that's why I definitely needed to wait for his turn to play this. Because then he'll need one additional turn to make a token. Let's see how much mana I have. 6 if I play this. Which means I just play out 2 Argothians and then try to draw some cards next turn with playing Enchantress Presence. We're still dead to the crop rotation here. Waste me, sure. Yeah, now he can't crop rotation me because he wastelanded me. I think otherwise he would have had enough mana probably. He already used 2 crop rotations and I don't think they run the full 4. It's definitely not something I can play around anyway, so... 3 mana, 4 mana, Trinisphere. Okay, Trinisphere does nothing here. Like, all this stuff costs. Wait. This is gonna make my helm... Oh yeah, I'm gonna have 5 mana. Which means I can't actually activate it. So I might be tempted to play Enchantress Presence first, hope to draw another land, because I don't want to give them the chance to top deck a... Ooh, Seeds of Innocence, that's gonna be good. I don't want them to cross and grip my Helm of Obedience. So next turn I get, if I draw a land, I play Helm and kill them. I mean, they could cross and grip my Rest in Peace, I suppose. And if they don't, if I don't draw a land, oh, they're gonna kill me here. So I just need to top deck a land, right? I've been really unlucky at top decking lands, I think. Serra's Sanctum, is this good? Yes. Let's see for how much this taps. 7. They could have Cross and Grip, but at least they won't be able to make the thing, the Marital Age, yet. I'm gonna lead on Seeds of Innocence. You never know if it matters. Oh, it will also make their spells cheaper. That's actually a consideration that I forgot about. Like, they didn't have Cross and Grip mana up, and now they can Cross and Grip for 3 mana. So I actually lose the Cross and Grip here. If I lose here, I have only myself to thank. Please no Cross and Grip. That was too... Yay, opponent mills his deck. Okay, did not get punished. I just want to show off what a cool card this was. That I opened myself up to dying. Okay, one at least one. That's a good... that's the start. That's the reason the Helm of Obedience is in the deck. Because if you can't win the fair way, and you bring in ley lines against the deck anyway, then you might as well just have the random I win button. I'll be back in just a minute. We found a fourth opponent. Against Stephanogs. I think that's Miracles. I'm gonna keep this. Like, we can potentially grind them out with Abundant Growth, Words of Wind. And we just have like 2 redraws, which seems strong enough. But I'm gonna lead on Wild Growth, because we might randomly top deck Argothian, or Enchantress Presence, or Greens and Zenith. Yep, still in Miracles. Counterbalance, that's not good for us. Let's see what they have going on top there. Please no 1-drop. Swords to Plowshares, okay. You did get the chance to put another 1-drop on top here. This might actually lose. Yeah, they can even fetch to put something else there if they want. Another source of Plowshares, sure. Mentor. I think they have a force of will because they're taking quite a while to think. I think Mentor is actually a bigger problem here. think I'm going to Zenith for 4 here. They can only reveal a chase on top. Well, if I Zenith for... I don't tap 3 mana? What the hell? Oh yeah, Soothsaying. Like if I Zenith for exactly 2, like you need for Argothian, they could have Mentors on top, Council's Judgment on top, maybe Click, Entreaty Angels, but this only gives them the out of having a chase on top. Ooh, so they had Force of Will, or they just top decked it. And because if they had Force of Will, they didn't counter my cast out, which I would have expected, because this Mentor was there. Would have been an easy win. Do I run this into counterbalance? I think I'm just gonna try it, right? Just gonna check. Potentially they don't have a 3-drop on top. But I think them having this combo online already means that we're almost guaranteed to lose this game. Especially like because this is a top replacement and they will just they won't be drawing dead. Like they will make sure they draw something relevant like Jace or another Mentor. Yeah, the card filtering is just too good. Like it's very expensive, but they can like put 5 mana into it every turn and just like find the best card out of 5 to draw. But apparently the best card is just a Ponder. Let's see, Miracles. We just lost. I think these versions that I played against earlier didn't have counterbalance. It was just unexpectedly absent and Council's Judgment. Oh yeah, they're gonna get back their Mentor, sure. No, I pressed too quickly. That's not fun. This would never happen in real life. That you just let your opponents and they just skip your turn too quickly. Sure, I'm leading by on Argothian. Oh, he's gonna Soothsay here. If this gets countered, I can still play my Enchantress Presence and Elephant Grass, both of which should resolve if he doesn't already have a Force of Will and a blue card. Reveal Snapcaster Mage, that's unfortunate. Gonna jam Enchantress Presence and then Elephant Grass. We might not be completely locked out, although the Snapcaster Mage could get back Council's Judgment, so that's actually pretty strong, and I think I need to jam the second Elephant Grass for that reason. I'm curious what he's gonna take. If he takes Enchantress Presence, he's not gonna be able to attack for a while. It's probably his best bet, right? Then I'm gonna be paying the Elephant Grasses for a while, and nobody's gonna do anything. And his Soothsaying is just gonna bury me under a counterbalance advantage. But I could randomly top deck something really good here that he can't counter. Not like that. Engineered explosives, ouch. It's a really good main deck card. At least it's gonna kill his soothsaying, so that's something. Oh, here's a second one, sure. I think, let's see, just 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna fetch here. Saving myself against a future Jace doesn't do anything. Or getting my simple libraries better. Because I'm gonna be dead in the next attack anyway. So, at least this might help us pay for Doomwake Giant or so. I feel like this is too little too late, but I might as well try. Nope, had a perfect card on top. One Rex Sage and Jaces. Not less Candelabra. Want less land. Because you saw how easy it is to flood against this deck. Actually, I think I got a Word of Wind. Especially because he's on a turn, like he plays a mentor main deck. Most people only play it sideboard, but since he's big on mentors, I think yeah, I want to keep all my elephant grasses in. I could see cutting one. That seems reasonable. So it has turn turn 2 Symphony Library to get like the Force of Will out of his hand, and then we hope to draw a third land for our Zenith. I was already gonna fetch a Tropical here because of the Jaces in my deck. I think now it's even more sure that I want the blue mana first. Gonna get disenchanted here, probably. Oh, wear tear, sure. Basically the same. I guess cutting a land from a 20 land deck is kind of risky sometimes. Well, opponent really having the perfects here. I mean the perfects as in he's curving very well. Yeah, I'm not gonna play this, I'm just gonna start a new league and hope to do a little bit better.